Hello everyone, this is Virtual Queens here. This is the video on how to resurrect a sim, because I found that when I was playing it, one of my sims died and I was really peeved because then I found out that you can't resurrect them until you write the book of life and then capture their life, which you have to do beforehand. So if they die and you haven't got their life captured in this book of life, you're screwed. So what you have to do, this will tell you everything, this video. I did loads and loads of research and it was really long and really annoying, but I have got everything. There are cheats. I'll tell you what to do to get to this point and how you can write the book of life, but this will have cheats on how to do it. So this first cheat, which as you can just see is maxed skill, you will need a level 10 in the writing skill, which is stats. I'll put a note. I'll just caption it in the video so it'll be a lot easier. You have to write that and it will automatically give you a max skill of 10. The next thing you need to do is you need to have an aspiration as a writer, which is in the creative. I think it's, in the creative aspiration, and then it's best-selling author. Once you do that, there is another cheat which you can do, which I will also put in this video, and that will show you have to type that one a few times because it will promote you each time you type it in. So you just have to copy and paste it until you can't do it anymore and you are officially at the top of the best-selling author. So once you have that, you don't need to have writer as a job, just have the aspiration at the highest and the full writing skill. Another thing that's really annoying with this book of life is that you have to write a book per person. So I'll explain a bit more in detail a bit later. So as you can see, I've just maxed my aspiration and I'm just going until I can't do it anymore. So you notice, if you can see under the title best-selling author, it will have like a little sort of caption and it will say when it gets to best-selling author, that's when you know that you can't go any further. I think that's pretty much, that's maxed out, so I can't do this anymore. So then what you need to do is you're pretty much set, so you just need to get your character to write the book of life, which is now an option, which wasn't there before. Another really important thing you need to know is that you need to have a minimum of 2 authors or writers in the family if you want to have a book of life for everyone. And as you can see, I, at the beginning of the video, had my female character, which was Louise, which is the one that's just walked in the room, and she was my author for the family. Now, she's written a book of life for everyone, but I've got Jake, which is the character that you can see on the screen at the moment, and he was the one that wrote the book of life now. The reason for this is because you can't write the book of life for yourself. You have to write one you can write one for everyone else, but then if you want to write one for yourself, you have to get another sim to do it, if that makes any sense. So I've got 2, you have to have a minimum of 2. I've got Jake and Louise, and they've both wrote a book of life. So now my whole family's pretty much covered. I am going to rename this Louise's Life and then resurrect Louise underneath that. Just so that when you find it in the bookshelf, you know exactly what it is. You know that you won't get them modelled up like whose life and won't end up wasting one. And then you are pretty much safe. Once you use it, it will disappear. So bear that in mind. You find in The Sims they tend to die pretty quickly. And this is my son casually on fire. Luckily I already had a book written for him, but he will die any second now, and I will show you how this works. Okay, right, So he's dropped dead right now, pretty grimly as well. and any minute now the Grim Reaper will appear. So that means that he will take away the life and he'll become an urn, and if you move that onto the grass, which you'll see in a sec, it will turn into a gravestone. Now there is an option for plead for life. I've not tried that yet, but I might make a separate video for that if it helps anyone. But this is purely on the Book of Life, because sometimes I've heard that when you plead for life it doesn't always work. It's just a bit unreliable if you really want the sim to be there. So always, always, always write this Book of Life. So I'm going to place the gravestone somewhere just random for now, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to go into my bookshelf and open up the book of... I'm going to get the Book of Life and put it in my inventory. Right, so I've put the Book of Life in my inventory, and when you click on it, it will say read their life saga or something like that. Click on that, and if you look at my character on the top left hand corner, she'll be reading this book out and it'll magically make your sim come back to life. Like that. The thing is, I found that my sim, or my son, came back invisible. Which was a little bit creepy, and I did panic for a sec. Casually, just on the bulk, see-through. Nope, not for me. So, yep, he is see-through right now, and I am going to show you how to make him not see-through. You just have to, well, I found this anyway, this was a little experiment I did, but it works, and you basically go onto your maps, which you can do by pressing M, and click just any place, basically just go somewhere, and the sim will just magically appear. The reason I clicked the nightclub was because at the time when I wasn't sure what was going on, I wanted to see if I could find the Grim Reaper, who apparently hangs out quite often at nightclubs, and I wanted to have a few words with him and see if he'd change me, but no, it did it itself, and now my sim is back. So as you can see, Alex, and that is how you do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry if my voice sounds a bit annoying, I've got a really bad throat at the moment, but hopefully you stick with us and keep watching our videos.